So please, let's do well to invite others to join us, please. Please, if you are hearing me, can you just indicate by typing on the platform that you are hearing me loud and clear? And then if you're also seeing my screen, please also indicate so that I will know to be sure. And if my audio is also clear, please let me know so that I will know how to move ahead. Okay, I'm seeing Brian here. Yeah, welcome, Brian. Fine man, Abba, Benefit, and Mr. Wisdom. I could remember Mr. Wisdom last time. On the other, I think Brian too was also with us last Saturday. So please, if you are hearing me, how many of you are hearing me? Please, can write it down on the group and to identify that you are listening, and you're also seeing my screen. All right. Thank you for all your response. In the next, let me see, by 7 minutes past 8, we'll start officially. So I'm using this opportunity to welcome you guys to another training session. Last week was massive, and we had our CEO, Mawaga at the top. Mr. Brown, he taught us on secrets and codes of Forex trading. And today we're having another section. All right, thank you everybody for joining us today for another wonderful session. And today we're having another training session, and we're trying to look at how to read and understand news impacts in the Forex market. How to read and understand news impacts in the Forex market. I don't know how many of you guys know me and how many of you guys have my contact safe, but my name is Andealexis. The real name is actually Andy. The other Alexis is from my favorite footballer, Alexis Sanchez. I don't know how many of you guys know him, but that is one of my mentors in football. I love football actually. So that will be on a light note. We'll go straight to what we are having today. How to read and understand the news impact in the Forex market. So as I've said earlier, my name is Andealexis. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer of BNBs and King's Forex. I think I started Forex, 2018. I was still in the university then. I started with copy trading. I don't know how many of you guys have heard of copy trading, but then I invested. I was more of the investor then, Investor Sabinus. So I was just actually investing on Forex then because I had Forex, and then I went into copy trading. And it was lovely because I think I started December with FXTM. The broker was FXTM, and it was going well. I invested $100, and I think by January I was already having $150. So at one point I was like, let me remove my money from inside, but I said no, let me allow it to grow further. And I think around February of the next year, the whole money I was having in the copy trading crashed. Like it almost went down to zero. I could not explain. Just within 2 days, and I was not having my phone to stop that copy trading at that particular point. So it was from that moment I said no, 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 no. Why not learn this thing? Why not push for this thing? And then me and my boss at the top, Brown Money, actually push. Sorry, I'm supposed to be recording this.
Okay, guys, so while we are waiting for him, since the material is here, let's be starting. Anytime he's able to set up his stuff, he can continue from where he stopped. So I like to know, you can unmute yourselves. I want to get some responses so that I will know that you guys are following me. All right, so I hope everyone is hearing me.
Yes, I can hear. Good evening,
All
sir.
right, all right. So the other admin is having a challenge. So I can't reach out to him. I don't know what the challenge is, but since the material was submitted for proofreading during the day, I'll just have to try my best to see how I'm gonna take people through the content. I hope everyone is with me. So, what we were supposed to cover today on the content section, the introduction. I hope we are seeing the screen. I want to get your responses. Everyone is seeing my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the content, we're supposed to cover the introduction, fundamental, fundamental analysis, the impact of news, fundamental analysis tools, and then we are supposed to talk about Forex Factory, then the conclusion, and then we're going to have time for questions and answers. So for introduction, remember the topic is how to read and understand news impacts in the forex market. We're talking about news impacts. We're talking about fundamental analysis. So the news section of your trade is what you can refer to as the fundamentals. So when you hear somebody, for those of us that are novices in the trading space, so when you hear someone talk about news as related to the trading environment, the trading ecosystem, the person is referring to fundamental analysis. We have the fundamental analysis, like I talked about in the last session. We also have the technical analysis, and then we have the sentiment analysis. Some people call it psychological analysis, and these are the three factors that are going to guarantee your journey as a successful trader. So, but today we are going to be specifically dealing on fundamental analysis. You guys have to pay concrete attention because this is also a very fundamental part, like the name implies. It is very fundamental, very fundamental to your trading career. Is very fundamental. So, what is fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis is the process of breaking down the impact of political, economic, and social factors on the relative value of a currency. So, we know what Forex is all about. Forex is simply your trading in and your ability to trade and exchange between currencies. So this is what happens in the forex market. The forex market is basically a market for exchange of currency, just like people go into the normal market to go buy and sell stuff. People buy clothes, people buy yam, people buy food stuff, provisions. When we're talking about the forex as a market, we are talking about a place, an ecosystem where people go in to purchase, buy, and sell currencies. So when we are talking about fundamental analysis now, fundamental analysis is telling you that it's the process of breaking down the impact. Note that impact, it is highlighted, the impact of political, economic, social factors on the relative value of a currency. Now, these things are very easy to understand, very easy to understand. Now, I'm using a real life scenario, a real life market to explain it very well so that you all are going to understand me. Now, in a real market scenario, like where you buy your stuff, like I believe majority or almost everybody here is in Nigeria. So in your market environment, as you are selling your stuff, and your market thrives on what they call price. So you get, so you have a price for all your goods, everything you are selling. Now, what are the factors? What are the things that will impact on this your price? So when we are talking about political, economic, and social factors, these are things that are relatable to our real life market. You know that politics, the economic situation of the country, and the social factors, everything happening around, talking about the cost of living, transportation, good roads, all of these things, any political decision that is being made has a way of affecting the normal market, the offline market that we all go to buy stuff. So you see that things are getting high now because the economy is down and poor political decisions are affecting bad roads and a lot of things. So likewise, in the same way, these factors also have their impact in the forex market. So political, economic, and social factors also, they have the capacity to influence and impact on the forex market. So this is the bedrock of fundamental analysis. So the second definition, they says fundamental analysis involves poring over economic data reports and news headlines and even random tweets from a certain world leader. So we know how all these things, like I just finished explaining, we know how all these things have the capacity influence influence and impact on the currencies, on the forex market. So a tweet, a positive tweet or a negative tweet from a world leader, somebody that has influence, has a way of driving. And let's say, for example, Elon Musk tweeting about baby Doge and some of those their coins and all those stuff. So these are the bedrock of fundamental analysis. These are things you can apply in any other financial space. It's not just peculiar to Forex. If you're a crypto trader, you trade stocks, you trade commodities, you trade futures, they have their fundamentals that drive them. So um, and like we were saying, let's just continue. So we know that the political, economic, social factors, and all these things have a way of impacting on the forex market. And this is what we refer to as fundamental analysis, or you can call it news impact. So the news impacts, you see political, trade policy, armed conflict, and leadership of behaviors and social factors. So when the economy is good, you see in the illustration here, when the economy is good, what is going to happen? There will be higher currency value, and when the economy is bad, there will be lower currency value. You see, the value for Nigerian currency is dropping by the day, and we can trace that to the fact that we are actually in a very bad economy. So we see the news impacts here. Okay, for those of us that have been in the group, um, some people are always taking up the responsibility of providing us with news updates from Forex Factory every blessed day. And we know some of us might have been familiar with news like the NFP, and some of us would have been familiar with the news like CPI and the rest of the news. So there are so many news that can impact on the forex market. So if you want to categorize them under different categories, for example, now we're talking about economic news and how they impact on the forex market. So we can talk about NFP. So for those of you who have been hearing NFP, and you don't really know what NFP is all about or what it really means, NFP stands for non-farm payrolls. So employment non-farm payrolls is actually in the US, or an employment change in Australia. Now, I see that the PDF is kind of, I think it's a little bit long, so I'll try to rush up so that we don't spend too much time here. So the employment non-farm payrolls (NFP), we all know about NFP that is always released on the first Friday of every month. We know how it always impacts the forex market, the volatility, and everything. And then we have the CPI. Most of these things you can Google them on your own, do your personal research, and you read about them. You know about the CPI. Most developed economies prefer their CPI to be around 1 to 3%. Central banks meetings, interest rate hikes or cuts. We have the retail sales, we have the PPI, and when you hear the PPI, you're referring to producer price index. So all these are just, we don't have to start reading them one after the other, but all these things are the different news and different activities that impact on the forest market. And when we begin to go into the sites that we used to do this, you know that the website is going to tell you, like the way we always drop in our group, you see that each of the news will be given to you with their corresponding impact in the forest market. So when the news is posted, you're going to see the degree of impact. When it is red, you know it is a news that is going to have high impact. If it is I think orange color also, it is about medium, and then the yellow is almost very less impact, minimal impact. So These are the things that we have been doing already in the WhatsApp group. So we see these things, sources of news impact. We have the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank, the European Central Bank, Bank of England. So all these are bodies or their organizations, their news, their entities. Some of them are economic activities, social activities, political activities that can come out and then they impact and influence the forex market. I hope we are all following. So differences between technical and fundamental analysis. Most of us we already know this, but we just have to just go through it for some of the newbies in the group. So in the meeting, sorry. So you know the differences between technical analysis and fundamental analysis, like we have been talking about all the while. Fundamental analysis has to do with the impact of all the social, political activities and all that in the forex market. So someone who is a fundamental trader is someone who is actually given to checking news headline, is given to checking economic activities. This is the person that wants to know what is going on, what is happening in this space. Like if you're in Nigeria now, you want to know what is going on, what is the latest news, what are the developments, what is Buhari trying to do to restore the economy, what are these people up to. So these people they always put their ears to the grindstone. They want to be updated from time to time to know what is going on. Just like you people that trade, you have to know when NFP, when what time is it coming out. So fundamental traders they go extra miles to gather information because they know that this information are going to have impact and influence in the market. So that is a fundamental trader. But when we talk about a technical analyst, a technical analyst is somebody that is given, and this one now is not given to news headlines. So you get this one now is given to charts. So this one is always sitting down, watching the charts, trying to check the chart patterns, candlesticks, checking through whether you're on ICT trader, checking through candlesticks formation, candlesticks pattern, your trend line, your support. You're trying to relate with the charts to get information to know your timing and when to execute your trade, whether you are supposed to buy, whether you're supposed to sell. The truth is that as a technical analyst, you give your time, you spend your time on the chart because this is where you're doing your analysis. So I remember the balance we talked about in the last class about being able to balance your fundamentals with your technicals and then your psychology. So if as a fundamental trader, let's say you have been able to gather all your news, you've gathered the various economic data, you know everything that is going on, and then you come to your charts to begin to do your technical analysis, and then you took the trade, and then it is the confidence in the information that you have gathered in your fundamentals and your technical execution that is going to give you um, the proper mindset, the proper confidence for you to be able to um, do your psychological analysis properly, because every single decision that you're going to make when your trade is already running is going to be based on the confidence that you had when you executed the trade. There are some persons that will enter a trade and the trade ran in profit and then they closed it because they don't even have the confidence that the trade is going to hit their TP. Or some people enter a trade and a little pull back, maybe it's heading to their stop loss and they will rush out. I showed people, I dropped a voice note illustrating something yesterday in the group to you guys about a trade I took on card CHF. I believe every one of us is a member of the WhatsApp group. So what I'm saying does not really need to sound strange. Oh, time is really running fast. So differences between technical analysis and fundamental analysis. Technical analysis is the study of how price moves. So you want to know, you're seeing how price moves. Everything, your candlesticks, your chart is reflecting everything to you. You're seeing how price moves. You're being able to interact with the market in your technical analysis. So technical analysis is the study of how price moves. Now, what is fundamental analysis? fundamental analysis is the study of what moves the price. So what is impacting on the price, like we talked about, we said in normal the way things are happening in the normal markets, that is all these political decisions, economic, these are the things, transportation. So there are some times that things are things get high, prices of things get high. Why? Because let's say for example now the price of fuel, so we say that the price of fuel is now very, very high. So because the price of fuel is high, you see that things now become expensive in the market. So that high cost of fuel now has now impacted negatively on the market. So that is why this definition is telling us that fundamental analysis is the study of what moves price. So great traders combine fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Remember, always remember that it is when you're able to combine all these forms of analysis that will be able to see you as a great trader. Now, fundamental analysis tools. Okay, we talked about this, so we're not going to waste time here. We talk about the economic report as was listed before: NFP, PPI, CPI, GDP, and we talked about NFP that comes on the first Friday of every month at 1:30 p.m. So we have seen the economic calendars now, and we also see some website and some places that we can also go to gather all this information. Then you can watch your TV. There are Forex news portals, TV, online news portals, radio, podcast. There are very many places that people go extra miles to gather all this information. So you want to gather information on your fundamentals. There are lots of them. There are people that they don't miss news. They are always given to all those kind of stuff. But we have a pattern that we trade in King's Forest because of our technical analysis. So, for example, now there are people that are. Let me be very expatiating on this matter, so that there are people in Forest that tag themselves as fundamental traders. Now, those people, they don't trade technical analysis. Most of them don't even know anything about how to draw support, trend line, and all those stuff. But they know how to take an entry, they know how to set stop loss, they know how to calculate pips, they know all that. Those are the basics of Forex I always talk about. When you move from the basis of Forex, you start doing support and resistance, you are like migrating into the intermediate stage. Like I call that intermediate class. So there are some people that trade with just the knowledge of the basis. They know how to set their stop loss, they know how to calculate pips, they know how to um, trade their stop loss, take partial profit and the rest. And then what they just do is wait for news. I had a friend like that one time, though he's no longer trading. But what he used to trade did was is just fundamentals and purely NFP. So like you saw what NFP did the last time. So the guy will just phone and be waiting for the first Friday of every month, waiting for the exact time, and then he set his buy abyssal limit, set his orders, and then just wait for the market to execute. And there was a time I was actually following the guy so much, and this guy was actually making money. Man, in fact, there was one particular time it was so challenging and so enticing that I wanted to give a try, but I had to stand my ground because the guy's profit was so intimidating. I won't forget one particular period where I had to trade. I had to trade for like I think 2 weeks. By then I was still starting too. I was not really that strong. I had to trade for like 2 weeks to gather a profit of about 300 and something dollars. On this guy just entered one NFP trade, and one day the guy made close to $700. Like he made times two of what I was struggling to trade and to gather on the while. So I was bamboos, and the guy made so much money. He made so much money. He made so much money. And he tried that, tried the second time, and it was one of the times when, man, when the guy cried to me and told me what happened. I said that nothing was ever gonna make me trade fundamentals because the thing wasted his account, wasted everything. So I don't really encourage people to just trade. fundamentals. And when I say this, I speak with experience. I speak with knowledge of. I'm not just telling you facts. I'm not trying to discourage you. There are a lot of things that we have seen. Most of you are just coming in. You have seen NFP. Some of the news that have been happening in the group recently, we have been making money. Some of us, whether intentionally or accidentally, we had to be part and parcel of the news event, and then we harvested a lot of profit. But I have practically been in some scenarios, especially NFP. NFP is very deadly. I was in an NFP trade where the news came out, and then the wick went up, took out all the buying positions, went down, took out every position, and then when that news ended, the price returned back to the place, the very, very price it was before the news. But if you had to see the weeks for you to know that there was nobody and no how that someone would have survived that market, because and it was a very sharp move. It was very fast that even if you happen to have seen yourself one point in the profit margin and you said you wanted to rush and take profit and close, and then the next thing you would have whipped you out. So I've seen a lot of things about news, and I also talk about when I was strongly addicted to our trading strategy that I never had time for news. I say news is rubbish when we had a mass strategy and other things. So it is those kind of news events like that come out highly manipulated, that they will just come and shake and destroy everything, and you'll be like, what is going on? What happened to the strategy? Only for you to find out that one big news came out. So it was when we began to combine these things, so we know when to trade and we also know when not to trade. So that is it. So as we always do in King's Forex, we people are aware of the website we use. The website we use to get all those information for you guys is www.forexfactory.com. And I don't know if Andealexis is back. Somebody should signify me to know if he's back, because he's supposed to be the one to take you people on this practical session on how to use the this thing, on how to use the Forex factory. Is he back online?
Yes, I think he's back.
No, it's
And the
not back
Alex
on. Yeah, he's back, but I don't think he's with us.
is listening.
All right. So are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can type Forex Factory on your phone, forexfactory.com on your device, it's gonna come up like this. So is everybody seeing?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you have been able to get something. If this is calendar, so if you are actually on the home page, it could be a little bit abbreviated, something like this, because you have forums, you have trades, you have news. Did anybody see where I click this calendar icon here on the website? Did anybody see it?
I didn't see it too. I didn't see it.
Are
Yes,
you
please,
watching this? Are you watching
she
the
go
screen?
see
Yes, I'm
find
watching, but I'm not seeing it.
Okay, there's home. Home is green, and then next to it is calendar. Are we
I can
seeing?
see it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, I
so
can see it. I can see it now.
all right. So to get the complete view, you just click on calendar. So these are the news events. I hope we are seeing. So
Yes.
you're seeing, okay, Sunday, August 14, we are seeing. So these are the news events. You can keep scrolling and you keep scrolling. And the thing is that one advantage of the forex market is not just like, it's not something that maybe the news does not just come and take you unaware. Say you get most of these news that um, affect the forex market are news that we anticipate. For example, now you can get all the forex news that are going to come out for this for this month. We know you know all the news that are going to be coming out for an entire month. So when you see us come today and then we update people on the group that this is the news for today, it's not as if that is the only news that we have access to. We can actually update you the news for tomorrow, next tomorrow, and even for the entire week. Sure, you get. So on the website now, you're seeing, and this is the news release for August. That is, I think this is fast. This is fast already. Now you see where I click, where I touch.
Yes.
Did somebody see that? All right.
Yes,
So
we can
this
see
is
it.
where. So in this place now, you can choose your date, the range of the news. So today is
Okay.
Saturday 20th. This is the beginning day. Let's say we want the news to start from from Sunday, or let's say from Monday 22nd. So we want the news to start from 22nd to like 31st. So this is where you set your date range. Hope we can see it, the date
Yes.
Yeah.
range. Okay, so after you're done that, you click on apply settings. So you can see now the date has changed. It's now from Monday 22nd. You have seen now. Hope we are all seeing.
Yes, we can.
All right. So you can scroll through, and then after Monday, you're seeing Tuesday, you're seeing Wednesday, you're seeing Thursday, you're seeing Friday. So we can still keep, so like this. We have already gotten the news release for the entire month of August, and you can even get it into September to October, as long as you want to set the date
Let me
range.
go.
And
Let me
the
just
date
this.
range, like
See
I
we are
said
there.
before, the news release in Forex is not something that actually takes you unaware, unlike many financial markets. It's something that you anticipate. So, like now, let's assume for our next coming trading week, which is starting on Monday. So according to the news this thing update you are getting from this website, we have been able to see that Monday is a very clear day and free day. There's no news, no
You are
news
already
that is
inside.
going to affect the market on Monday. Please, let's try to mute our mic if our environment is noisy. If your environment is not noisy, then it's okay. I hope we are all hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so and which
Yes, we can
we,
hear you.
I don't know if we have talked about the color of these boxes, but just scroll down to the bottom of the screen of the web page. If you have scrolled down to the bottom of the web page, you're gonna see a legend here. A legend is a key for those of you that did graph. So it's trying to define you what all these colors and all these boxes, what they signify. So you see that the red here signifies high impact expected. So it means that news that is being released is coming with an expectancy of having a very high impact in the market. And then you see the next color there, the orange, it means it is medium impact. And then yellow is low impact. Then when you see this ash color, it tells you that it is non-economic. So I want you people, this is a practical stuff. You don't just, I don't want you to just be sitting there watching me. Maybe if you're actually concentrating now and you don't want to distract yourself, so just put down the website. We are gonna still drop the link in the group. Somebody has dropped it before, but we'll still drop it again, both the Telegram and the WhatsApp platform. So after this, you visit the site yourself and try to navigate through. If you have any challenge, you can ask it in the group, and we are going to explain and sort you out. I hope you are all getting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you're getting.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
All right. So after, if you are scroll to the to the bottom here, you have seen, so red here means that the news has high impact. Then the orange is medium impact, the yellow is low impact, and the other keys, when you check, you're gonna see them. So when you go back like this to the chart and you are seeing all these things, so anywhere you see red, you know that this red is gonna cause a very high impact in the market. So like I said, now we saw Monday. Monday is free from high impact news. Then on Tuesday, you are seeing the news, and then you check both the time and the particular currency that the impact is going to be on. So if you're seeing here, you're seeing that the currencies are highlighted here, and all the particular news with their levels of impact are attached to the currencies. So we have the Australian dollars, we have the Japanese yen, we have the euros, we have the GBP, we have the USD. So you can see that by 8:15 a.m. there's going to be a high impact news on euro, and you have seen the news there, PMI. 8:30 there will be another high impact news on the euro market again, PMI. So these are the things that help you to prepare and have a good sound analysis at the end of the day. Because anybody now who is a good technical trader and you're doing your analysis very well, and you look at this news and you see that this is the kind of news that is coming at high impact news is affecting the forex market by so time, by so time. So the way we trade, and I don't know how to teach you to trade news because everybody has their different styles. So you get depending on your trading strategy. So it is your trading strategy that is going to determine how you trade news. There's no fixed way to trade news, and I cannot come and teach you my own trading style as if it is the most paramount and the supreme way for trading news. You can actually trade news in different ways. Like I told you, people trade news with their different methods. But for we in King's Forex, we have a very sound strategy, and our strategy beats so much level of accuracy. So the only challenge we usually have is news release. So news release is the only thing that has the ability to reverse our strategy. If a strategy gave us a buy entry, we always enter with confidence that no matter what, we are going to make money from this trade. So if there was anything that is going to make this news to reverse, that we did not see our entries being fulfilled, then it is a news release. So the strategy we now combine to trade, the way we join fundamentals now with our own technical analysis, is kind of a cautionary style. Let me put it like that. It is kind of a cautionary style. So what we do is that if we spot high impact news like this, we avoid trading at that particular time and that particular currency that is being involved. So if I was to trade on Tuesday and I came up around 8:15, around 8 a.m., and my strategy setup is giving me an entry on any euro pay, and I realize and I'm aware that there's a high impact news on euro by that time, I will not take that entry because I know that the news can influence and is going to have a high impact on the market that time. So anything can happen and there might be a reverse. So except I really want to take the risk, but it is risky already, like I said. So I will not take that entry. So most of you, you discover that some people were like, there are some people that just trade the market. Like we were trying to caution some people in the market in the group. Forex is not about just trading every setup. As you're seeing every setup you want to trade, you're just trading and trading and trading. Now you have to be an intelligent trader. You have to be smart. Now these are the things that some professionals see in the market. That you see that at certain times they withdraw from the market and they are not trading. So you make some level of money, some level of profit, and then you just cool off, you relax. Because some people they want to put so much pressure on the market. And when you're not aware of this kind of event, this kind of news event, they will come back and then they will offset all your profits that you made and then could even put you back in a loss. I hope we are all getting. So that is how we trade. I'm just giving you people a background of how we combine the fundamentals with our own trading strategy. Our major accuracy, our confidence is on technical analysis. So we don't trade, we are not basically fundamental traders. We don't trade news. There are some news, there are sometimes, like if you remember that particular week of NFT and other news, I was already in the market. Our strategy gave us entry. I was in the market. Now, the initial plan was that I would exit the market before the news release, but somehow I got busy. So by the time I came back, the news had already taken effect. But on that particular time, the news actually drove the market in my favor. So we made so much profit. And like I said, this particular season, the news has always been in our favor. But normally, I don't like being in the market when there's a news release. So that is how we trade. So I don't know on how your trading strategy is. If some other person can come up to say, okay, me, it is when they are about to release news, so that I always take my entries. That is when I trade. I don't know how the person's trading strategy is. If his own trading strategy has a way of working with the news and this thing. I told people, as far as the person is making money, is profiting from it, then there's no problem. There's no argument about which style is best or which pattern is best. But I used to advise people, if you are really a good technical analyst, somebody that sits down to do your analysis from the price movements, you understand price action, and that is how you get your entry. That is how you get your setups and everything. Then you have to know that one of the things that have the capacity to bring alterations to your trading analysis is fundamentals. So I always urge people to avoid news. Most of you, especially for you people that are novice, you have to avoid news as much as possible. Build your fundamentals. Try to work outside news. Build your fundamentals. When the market is settled and composed, you trade it, and then you will see your analysis play out. If you're even doing analysis in a market that is highly influenced by news, you will be frustrated, because most of the things you have learned, all those your candlestick formation, most of those things you learned, your price action, you will see that those things will not be respected. And then you start wondering, my resistance was just broken, the market just zoomed like that, and all those things. See the long candlestick, no support was respected. So you feel frustrated, and some people start to think that Forex is scam. I've heard a lot of persons like that. They'll say Forex is scam. Now that is because you don't have this little information that we are talking about. So you can do your analysis. That's why we always tell people that no matter how powerful your analysis is, your this thing, you can't tell somebody, you can't come up and say that your analysis is 100%. So because you saw a particular entry, you had confidence that it must go in your favor. You now start entering with heavy lot sizes, so that you will just cash out once and become rich like Elon Musk with one trade. That is why we always emphasize on risk management. If it is not the lot size you've been using before, don't use it. Be consistent with your lot sizes, your risk management plan. Don't ever deviate from it, because that time that you will be tempted to see a particular setup and you say that everything has aligned, my this thing, all the head and shoulder pattern, the candlestick formation, everything is okay, and then you want to risk everything in your account. A news event can happen that is going to reverse everything, and before you know, you've lost everything. So you have to be disciplined, and you have to be committed to your trading plan. So, and that is all. There are a lot of things that you can actually do with this website. I could have shown you people how to select the news. I don't know if did someone see where I clicked just now? You see where I click. Now you can actually filter the news that you want. So by clicking on this button here, this one that is highlighted just now, you can actually filter the news that you want. If you want only high impact news, you can uncheck the rest and check on only the red. And then you can select the pairs that you want, the currency. If you want to check only USD news, you can uncheck all the other currencies, and then the event types, you can also uncheck the particular events that you want. So when you are done, you click on apply filter. So after you click on apply filter, you see what is happening now. So it is only the high impact news that you are seeing here. So you get. I hope we are all following.
Yes, we are with you.
Yeah. So it is the high impact. So you can actually filter, and this is just only on USD because it was only USD that I selected. So if I want to add another pair, let's say GBP, I'll check GBP, then let me add medium impact, and then I'll apply filter. So it's now USD and GBP news, both high impact and medium impact. I hope we are following. So that is how it is. So you can just check all the currencies,
Yes.
check all the currencies, and
Yes.
check all the news. So the website is broad, is large, and then you can do a lot of things. But this is how we use it in King's Forex. This is how we use it with our trading strategy. We don't have to come here and then we start spending hours, we start spending time. What we just do, once we come on forexfactory.com, we click on the calendar and then we check the news for the day, and what we are looking for, we are looking for high impact news. So as we are checking here, we see that okay, Monday is a free day, there's no impact news. We check on Tuesday by so time, there's this kind of news that is coming out. We check Wednesday, we check, and then so on that particular day now, we are going to know how to be trading in reference to the news that we saw. So these are the things. This is how the progression moves. So you start with your fundamentals and then you go into your technical analysis. So by the time your psychological analysis does not come into play until you have taken your trade. So you will not know if you are fearful. This is one of the things I was trying to explain during the last session where I was talking about brokers. I was talking about secret and codes of forex trading. Now these are the things your brokers they know. The broker knows very well that with that demo account you are trading, that you are not taking any part of your sentiment into place. So they will allow you to trade with your demo. You build confidence. You will see yourself that you are very, very sound. You have been doing all the technical analysis. You are very sound. Everything is going well until you get to a real account and you phone it and you see that after you have taken the trade, a lot of things begin to come in indecision. Sometimes you're afraid. Sometimes you're greedy. Sometimes you don't have patience to wait for your trade. You see all these things begin to come into play. I also taught people how you can build the discipline and the maturity to handle your demo account like you're trading a real account. So you don't fund any amount of money in demo that you know you can't fund in a real account, and you don't leave your trades carelessly. You trade it as if you're trading a real account. It's something you have to be intentional and deliberate about. So this is how the progression works. So after you move from your fundamental, you go into your technical analysis with your sound analysis. If you have a good trading strategy that you're confident in, by the time you execute your trade, you are totally relaxed. You have a very good risk management plan. You have entered your lot sizes, you have executed your trade based on sound fundamentals and sound technical analysis. So you are it helps you to be very composed and collected and calculated with your trade. So at every point, you know how to make the right decision. So if the trade necessitated the fact that you had to, like I told you before about that trade I did, it was getting close to my stop loss, but I said, and even with our trading strategy, we have accurate places for stop loss and take profits. So there's a particular place that if the trade should eventually hit the stop loss, we know that the trade is reversing. So we'll enter in the reverse direction and then we'll get back our money. Sometimes we get it back with still more profit again. So these are the things that you know that once you understand these things very well, it is easy for you to navigate through your trade. You have the confidence in your decisions. You don't just enter a trade and then your either a trade begins to go against you, because that is what upset a lot of people. Once they begin to see pullbacks and a lot of those stuff, they lose balance. So you get so some people that has been following us for a while, some members of our VIP channel and those using our strategy. Sometimes in the group when we drop signals, we see pullback. We tell you when to apply GCA. We have another trading style we call DCA. So you come in before the trade returns your break even. We have a lot of style. We have a lot of ways to combat the market. I tell you, forex market is war. It is a very very intelligent war. You're coming to fight an intelligent battle with institutions and companies, individuals, people that are very, very intelligent. The market makers are very intelligent people. So you have to be very, very composed for you to be able to deal with this set of people because they know what they are doing. They are in for the money and you are in for the money as well. So you have to be able to combine your fundamental analysis, your technical analysis, and then it's going to build a very good psychological analysis for you. And this is the way you combat and you win the forex market. So I don't know if there will be need for us to have a question and answer session because we are already running out of time. I would have said we should drop our questions and answers in the group, in the WhatsApp group. So I think we are done. We are done with this. So is there anybody that wants to ask any question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay,
Technical trader, can I detect
okay.
the movement of the market through my analysis, like the release of any IP news? Can I dictate it through my chart analysis?
No, you can't actually. Now you have to understand. I just stopped the exited the screen sharing. While I was sharing the file, there was one important this thing. I thought that people would have taken notes in the slide. There was one important statement that was made in the slide that we are supposed to take note. Now, when we are talking about technical analysis, now technical analysis, you have to understand that technical analysis is reflecting something that has happened. Is reflecting is in fact let me just put it in a very simpler way that technical analysis is actually reflecting what fundamental is doing in the market. So you get, so technical analysis is the study of how price is moving. You're seeing how this thing is going up, you're seeing how it's going down. But fundamental analysis is the study of what moves the price. So fundamental analysis are the elements that are actually responsible for moving the price. You as a technical analyst, you're seeing the effects of this fundamental. Your prowess is being able to read it from the charts. You're seeing that okay, this is what happened. So you can't really predict, you can't use your technical analysis to predict news. Say you get, but you have to understand that if you have a very good, you're having a very good sound technical analysis is very, very good because it is what happens in the news that still reflects in the charts. So you get, so you are able to know that this is what is going to happen. Like there are sometimes like you saw, for those of you that are traders, we saw the imbalance that was created on gold. So you get, so it is very, all of us are traders, and as a professional trader, it is, I don't think there was anybody that was not aware that gold was going to sell massively. Now gold is going to sell massively. You've seen that from your technical analysis, and then we know that any fundamental that is coming out is going to drive gold to sell. That is very sure. But news at times, most of the news, they come with heavy manipulation. Now that manipulation now can come in as news, as we all know that news is selling now. Sorry, that gold is selling. A news update can come now that will whip gold back up, and then it's going to chase and sweep liquidity. And then after a lot of traders has been off the market, you see that it will continue selling. So I don't. That is one of the reasons why I don't advise fundamentals. A news can upset because you are studying your technical analysis. You're trying to predict. You're trying to forecast, see what is going to happen in the future. You're trying to get it. But the truth is that when news come, news actually make things happen in the market, and you as a trader, you are actually reacting to what news has caused in the market, the events that is going on. So you're actually reacting to those prices, those things that are happening in the market, the same way you do in a real life market. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so any other question?
And one more question. Hello?
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. Is it necessary taking note of overshoots before
You
placing an
say?
order, or is it necessary taking note of overshoots? There's one video I watched on YouTube. They said you should take a note of the closing price of the day before the opening price. Is it necessary taking note of that before
That
making
is
your
the thing.
analysis?
That is the thing. We are all saying it's the same thing I've always been saying. A lot of persons have what is working for them. Share you get so somebody that is coming to tell you like that, you should take note. Probably the person has been taking note for straight, and the notes taking has been working for the person. I don't take notes. I don't do all those things. I'm not into higher institution again. I don't want to start bulking myself with all those kind of assignment and all those stuff. But I know how I do calculate, know my profit, know my entries for the day. I know the way do. There's a way we trade with. The problem now is with the trading strategy. So we have a trading strategy, and we know how we approach the market. In fact, if we are waking up and we are opening our chart, if you are using our strategy, you know what to do the moment you're opening your chart. So it all depends on whatever strategy, however the person is trading it. So if you try it with your strategy and it's favorable, making you profit, and then it is cool, you can apply it, but we don't use it in King's Forex. So, all right, guys, I think we are done with
I have
questions now.
I have one question.
Okay,
I've been glancing through my forex factory and I've been looking for where gold is stated. I've not seen it.
okay. And you have not seen gold.
Yes, right now
When
I'm in the
yeah,
main.
and when I
Hello.
was checking, I'm listening to you. When I was checking, I'm not sure. There was told we told you that forex. Now you have to understand that forex has to do with
There's no gold for
currency,
here. When I go,
Yeah.
currency. I'm saying it so that you get it. Gold is
So
a metal. So you get
I've,
gold is a metal. The reason why you are trading it is because it is your broker. Your broker is giving you license. Is giving you license for you to trade a metal.
yeah,
Just like
I
we
know.
have BTC. BTC is crypto. BTC is crypto, but we have BTC USD. So a news in the US dollars has the ability to affect BTC USD. So gold is paid with US dollars. So if you're checking Forex Factory and you see any news that has the ability to affect US dollars and you are trading gold slash USD, then you definitely know that that news is going to have impact on gold. We also have gold, and gold USD is not the only trading pair we have. We have gold and euros. I think I've seen gold euros. I'm not sure I've seen gold pounds. So any news on euros, it has the ability to affect gold. So you're checking for the impact of the core of the news on the currency. Any currency that is being attached to gold then will be influenced. Sure, you
Oh,
understand me?
yes, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. All right, so do we have any other question? I think we should call it a night. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you. We appreciate your time and the energy and everything people have done. So if you have further questions, please drop it in the WhatsApp group. And this Telegram group, I don't think any of us has time yet for this platform. It's just to be using it for our training. So if you're not in the WhatsApp platform, signify, and someone is going to volunteer to drop the WhatsApp group link for you, and you join us in the WhatsApp community. It's a very lively, very wonderful, very amazing place to be. You ask your questions and it will be answered, it will be sorted out. So I appreciate you guys for the time and everything. Please, let's do well to share the group and invite links. Let's try to bring a lot of people to the community. We are seeing what is happening in the community is moving. We are learning a lot. Let's invite more people. Let's bring people to the community so that they'll be part and parcel of everything that is going on here. Thank you so much, guys. You all have a wonderful night rest. We are going to communicate the time on the date for the next training to you guys, and then we'll know what we are going to talk about. But for now, I want to see that from Monday now, anybody can update us on news. So we don't have to be waiting for Olowo FX and the admin now to be updating people on which news is coming. So anybody can just stroll into Forex Factory as early as possible, get the news update for that particular day, and update us in the group. So you see that with this training now, every one of us now should be able to have our way around fundamental analysis. So we'll know that we'll have technical analysis and psychological analysis to handle. With this, we have covered what we wanted to do with fundamental analysis. So we are going to see how, though there are other stuff, there are other stuff. I'll show people. Let me just give people an insight. There's a kind of there will be a particular day where you trade, and there's going to be a powerful effect on the market, and you are going to check Forest Factory, and you're not going to see any high impact news. I'll I'll show you people maybe in another training, another place you can go to verify, because there are some news events that are always hidden from even the Forest Factory itself. So there are some kind of news that, though they are not kind of occasional news like all this NFP and the rest that comes out, there are some news that just come out suddenly. So you get, there's some, the Forest Factory gives you the news ahead, what is going to be published. But the truth is that there are some news that can come up abruptly, like suddenly, and then they can affect the market. So I'll tell you people, maybe in one other training, I'll show people how you can verify that a particular disruption in the market. You want to be very sure. You saw something like a news event, you check Forest Factory and you did not see, and you want to confirm. And I'll get you people the link on how you can actually confirm it. So thank you guys for tonight. Do have a wonderful night rest. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Yeah. Bye bye, guys. So let's share our questions in the group and it will be attended to.